Today is day 14 of my 30 days of robotic affirmations. I'm doing 30 days of robotic affirmations, and I'm marking this by doing 30 days of live streams. Today's day 14. So I have done 14 days so far. Well, today's the 14th day, but straight 13 days of live streaming, which is really cool. So if you're watching this on the replay, welcome. My name is Dee. I am the owner of Manifest Everything Always. We're talking about manifestation on this channel, and we love robotic affirming on this channel. I'm going to wait a bit to see if people come into the live, and while I'm waiting, I will say a few robotic affirmations for anyone who is wanting to robotically affirm for money. So I'm going to say a few robotic affirmations. I'll say the rest at the end of the stream. But today I'm talking about testimonials of people that have used scripting and robotic affirming. The scripting testimonial is from a lady who purchased a scripting pack from my PayHip digital product store. I have a scripting pack that can help you to script, with clarity and more intention, and not feeling overwhelmed by the whole scripting process. So I have some scripting packs in my store. I have the link in my bio, the Digital Abundance 33 PayHip page. So you can check those out. And the other one is about a lady who used robotic affirmations and managed to manifest some unexpected money. So I'm going to say 4 to 5 robotic affirmations. You can choose any of them. So, money flows to me daily. I always have more than enough. Financial overflow is natural for me. Opportunities find me easily. I'll say that again. Money flows to me daily. I always have more than enough. Financial overflow is natural for me. Opportunities find me easily. So I'm going to wait a bit. I'm going to wait for about 4 to 5 minutes, see if anyone comes in, and then I'll get on with it. I'll get on with it talking about testimonials from 2 people. One that used robotic affirming to manifest money, and the other one used scripting. And with the scripting, she managed to avoid eviction. So in a way, that's still manifesting money, isn't it? So let's get into it. Let's get into these testimonials. At the beginning of the year, I introduced the 33 Digital Abundance Challenge as a grounded way to help people level up their finances and begin building digital wealth with structure and consistency. So the Digital Abundance Challenge, it focuses on identity, belief, aligned action, and repetition. So it's not about overnight promises, just steady internal rewiring supported by practical steps. So over the past few weeks, I've received some messages from women who applied some of the principles from my Digital Abundance Challenge in different ways. Some used scripting and others used robotic affirmations. And each story reflects the same core truth. When the mind stabilizes, behavior shifts. And when behavior shifts, outcomes follow. There's some construction work going on outside. I'm really sorry about that noise, but I want to get on with this. Hi, by Global. By Sophie Global. Where are you from? Are you into manifestation? Are you ready to listen to these testimonials? I'm going to get right on with the testimonial from a lady called Martha. She purchased one of my scripting packs from my PayHip store. I have a link in my bio. She faced eviction after falling behind on her rent, and instead of spiraling, she committed to scripting every morning and night. So one thing about manifestation, it does require some discipline. But also, if you make a decision that this is it, this is happening, there's no wavering, it still requires discipline, because you need to discipline your mind to ignore what is going on around you, the 3D, and focus on the fact that this thing is already yours. You might not see it in your 3D yet, but it's coming. Anyway, she wrote in detail about receiving the exact amount she needed and about speaking calmly with her landlord about feeling secure in her home. She described the relief as if it had already happened, and she wrote about walking back into her apartment with peace in her chest. She repeated the script daily without skipping a single day. So this is the key here. She was very disciplined with it, with her scripting. And within 2 weeks, her landlord informed her that a local rental assistance fund had approved emergency coverage for several tenants, and Martha qualified. So the eviction notice was withdrawn, and she later shared that scripting did not just change her circumstances, it changed her emotional state as well. So she stopped reacting from fear and started acting from steadiness. Wow. Imagine just writing out a bunch of stuff about your life and the way you want it to be, as if it's already happening in the present tense, and within a few months, everything you wrote down has materialised. Imagine how powerful you will feel when that happens. You know, when I was younger, I didn't know what scripting was, and I wrote something like a story about my life, and this hadn't happened yet. I wrote it in the present tense, and everything I wrote in that story came into fruition. Literally everything, down to a T. Even the fact that I ended up getting an A in my maths exam, and I was terrible at maths, but I wrote down that I was the best in my class in math, and it worked. I didn't know what scripting was at that time. I was just being playful and fun, and it worked. And this is the key here. When you do things from a place of desperation, sometimes that can affect how you or how quickly you manifest, because your nervous system is so tight, you're so stressed, you're so overwhelmed. That's where I feel like robotic affirmations can really help you, because with robotic affirmations, even when you're stressed and overwhelmed, you sort of go into a hypnotic state when you're doing these affirmations, and they can actually calm your nervous system down. This is what happens to me anyway. When I keep repeating something over and over and over again, it really helps me to sort of calm down. Anyway, let's talk about another story and how this story unfolded. This is Laura. Laura used to work in a finance consultancy, and she built a stable career over several years. Then restructuring hit her company and her role disappeared. She expected to find something new quickly, but weeks turned into months, interviews came and went, and savings disappeared. And the thing is with Laura's case is that she did get given a payout, but it wasn't a massive payout. You know, it was enough to pay off some debts and to sustain her for some time, and then eventually she didn't have anything left. She had always considered herself rational and practical. Manifestation felt abstract to her, but yet anxiety began to dominate her thinking. So, you know, she would check her bank account several times a day. She calculated how long her remaining funds would last, and sleep became shallow. Her confidence also slipped, and eventually she decided to pick up food delivery shifts to keep money coming in. The work felt kind of humbling because she was used to working in an office with nice, you know, clothes and high heels, and driving into work, and everyone else was dressed really nicely, and the free coffee and all that kind of stuff. Working in a really nice office with really nice high-end computers. She went from doing that to becoming a delivery driver, delivering food, you know, just to make ends meet. She drove long hours, often replaying worries in her mind, and she questioned how she had gone from finance consultancy meetings to late-night deliveries. But one evening, after calculating her expenses again, she felt a wave of panic. Her funds were drying up faster than expected, and she realised her thoughts had become repetitive in the worst way. I'm running out of money. I am behind. I am stuck. That's what she kept saying to herself. So she was reaffirming all these things. She was reaffirming that she was running out of money. She was reaffirming that she was stuck. She was reaffirming that she's behind on everything. And think about it. The more you say those things, notice that you see evidence of that in your 3D reality because you keep saying it over and over and over again. So imagine if you flipped the script and you started to affirm and reaffirm the opposite of that. So the opposite of I'm running out of money, the opposite of I'm behind, the opposite of I'm stuck. Think about how things would shift, because you just have to ask yourself this question. What harm is it going to do me to flip the script on my thinking and what I say about myself, my self-dialogue? The worst that can happen is that it just doesn't work. But you have evidence that if you're struggling financially and you remember the things you say all the time and you remember the thoughts that keep running through your mind all the time, you're going to realise that manifestation does work. Because if you continuously keep saying things like, I'm running out of money, I have no money, I'm behind, I'm stuck, I'm stressed, this is overwhelming, and you keep seeing this in your 3D reality, it means that the words that you're speaking is working. The affirmations that you're speaking work. They're giving you evidence of whatever you're saying. So that night, she made a different decision. If repetition could reinforce fear, it could also reinforce stability. You see? She made a decision. If repetition could reinforce fear, it could also reinforce stability. So she chose robotic affirming. Robotic affirmations involve repeating a specific statement over and over without needing emotion or belief at the beginning. The power comes from consistency, and the repetition gradually imprints the idea into the subconscious mind, and it interrupts spirals and builds new mental pathways. So Laura selected one sentence. She chose one sentence. This is kind of similar to the sentence that the other lady in my previous robotic affirming success story mentioned. Her name was Maya, and she was trying to manifest $10,000 so she could prevent eviction from her. She prevent foreclosure for her house, and she repeated a similar sentence. And the sentence that Laura chose is, money flows to me easily and consistently. Simple, easy to remember sentence that you can repeat over and over again without feeling overwhelmed. She did not try to feel excited. She did not try to visualize either. Visualization is something that I generally don't do. I just prefer to robotically affirm over and over and over again, write it out over and over again robotically. And that works best for me. So she repeated the sentence while she was driving. She repeated it while waiting for orders. She repeated it before sleep. She repeated it when anxiety set in as well. And when she started wavering and feeling like she was, still stuck. At first, her mind resisted it. It felt mechanical and artificial, but she continued. She persisted, and this is the key here, persistence. This is the key to everything in my life, in my opinion. The key to success in everything is persistence, repetition. You keep going, you keep forging ahead, even when things feel tough, even when things are looking difficult, even when you feel like you cannot go on and you think that your head is about to explode from all these affirmations that you're saying. Trust and do believe one day you're going to wake up and you're going to see exactly what you have been affirming for. It's not even so much about affirming for it to just come to you. You want to affirm so that it creates a new belief and a new story. And you want to push out the old story as much as you possibly can. It's like you're forcing the old story out. You're flushing it out with new beliefs. So say you've been brainwashed in a way that makes you feel like you don't deserve money, like you don't deserve love, you don't deserve good things. Why can't you brainwash yourself in the opposite direction? Think about it. You're flushing out all of the negative stuff. I don't know if you've ever watched a video where they're talking about people that are going through tough times and how the power of prayer can change it. And they use this metaphor of a cup, and it's a visual metaphor of a cup that is like, the water is black, and they keep pouring fresh water into the cup, and eventually the water, it becomes fresh, and all the black water just disappears. It's the same thing with your mind. You have all these negative thoughts in your mind, all these fears and doubts and worries, and you keep wavering. But what you do is you brainwash yourself with all the good stuff, eventually start flushing out all the bad stuff, and that is what robotic affirming does. After several days doing the robotic affirmations, saying money flows to me easily and consistently, after saying it for a few days, she noticed that her internal tone softened, and the sentence no longer felt foreign, it felt neutral and then neutral and familiar. And so it started to feel normal. This is the whole point of robotic affirming, or just affirming generally. It starts to feel normal to you. It doesn't feel like something new or foreign. It starts to feel normal. She also noticed a shift in her behaviour. So instead of delivering food with anger and frustration, when she was doing the food delivery, she delivered it with intention. Hi, Amelia. What's up? Yes, I'll shout you out. Shout out to Amelia V2Z or V2Z. Where are you from? You can leave it in the chat and I will continue with the story. You can ask me any questions as well in the chat and I will respond. Anyone who wants to ask me any questions, and anyone who wants to support by liking the live, and also you can support me by grabbing anything from my digital store up in my bio. So let's get back to the story of Laura. She noticed a shift in her behaviour, and instead of delivering food with anger and frustration, she delivered it with intention. She greeted customers warmly. She double-checked orders. She walked up to doors with presence rather than stress. And 2 weeks into her delivery shift, she accepted a larger catering style order to a residential address. This is where things shift in the story, so stay tuned. When she arrived, the customer greeted her with unusual enthusiasm. They explained they had recently won a significant sum of money and wanted to bless someone randomly. This is unexpected money. So money doesn't always have to come from your job per se, or from your digital product business, or from your catering business, or whatever. It can come in many forms. That's the reason why, when you're talking about manifestation, you have to realize this, that the how is none of your business. The how you're going to get that money, how that money is going to come into your account, you need to forget about it. And you need to settle into the realization and the knowing that this money is yours, or this thing is yours. So this customer, they said that they had observed her consistency over previous deliveries. She had always been kind, patient and attentive, and they handed her an envelope. Inside was $2,000 in cash. So Laura stood in her car afterward and cried, not just because of the money, but because of the timing. She had repeated the affirmation thousands of times by then, and she had trained her mind away from scarcity and toward flow. She understood something in that moment, that robotic affirming did not create the customer's lottery win. It changed her state, it changed her focus, and it changed how she showed up as well. So Laura continued affirming even after receiving the $2,000. She added another sentence. So to her other sentence about how money flows to her consistently and easily, she added, I am financially supported, in expected and unexpected ways. She repeated, I am financially supported in expected and unexpected ways. And within a month, she received a contract offer from a smaller advisory firm that valued her previous experience. The salary exceeded her former role. She later described robotic affirming as mental conditioning. Instead of allowing fear to loop unchecked, she chose a sentence and repeated it until it felt normal. So if you want to practice robotic affirmations for money and abundance, keep them simple and consistent. Here are some examples of some robotic affirmations that you can say for money and abundance. So right now I'm going to read out a few robotic affirmations that you can say, or a few affirmations that you can say for money and abundance, and these you can say robotically, or you can say them with feeling. Yes, life can change overnight. Lammy, life definitely can change overnight, and you know, you have to believe that things work in your favor. You have to make a decision. You have to decide that things work out in your favor. And you have to walk through life like that. You know, what harm is it going to do to walk through life with a positive outlook on what might happen, and making decisions that align with this idea? Listen, I've stopped setting goals for myself. I don't set goals anymore. I decide. I've stopped setting goals. Instead of saying my goal is to make $20,000 a month, I don't say that anymore. I say I decide I am making $20,000 a month. I decide I am making $20,000 a month. I make that decision, and whatever I do on a daily basis must align with that decision that I've made. Okay? Whether that be showing up consistently online, whether that be responding to clients on time, whether that be walking around with this sort of quiet confidence, happiness, and magnetism that will eventually help you to attract, I wouldn't say attract, to align yourself with the right opportunities, because you end up always finding yourself in the right place at the right time. When you walk around kind of closed off, angry, negative, scared, you don't align yourself with opportunities. People stay away from you. You want to be magnetic. How do you become magnetic? You become magnetic by radiating this powerful and positive magnetic energy that makes people gravitate towards you, and things can change for you overnight. You can wake up one morning, someone has purchased something from your digital store, and it's like giving you $20,000 overnight. So let me give you some examples of these affirmations that you can say, and these ones are for money specifically. Money flows to me daily. I always have more than enough. Financial overflow is natural for me. Opportunities find me easily. My income increases consistently. I am supported in visible and invisible ways. Abundance surrounds my life. Large sums of money move toward me. So you can repeat one or two statements throughout the day. Do not force emotion. You don't have to. Do not analyze, and let repetition do the work. So you can pick one or two of these. If you're someone who gets bored very easily, pick two. If you're someone who doesn't care, then just pick one. Just pick one of these affirmations. I'm going to say them again. Money flows to me daily. I always have more than enough. Financial overflow is natural for me. Opportunities find me easily. My income increases consistently. I am supported in visible and invisible ways. I am supported in visible and invisible ways. You can also say, I'm supported in expected and unexpected ways. Abundance surrounds my life. Large sums of money move toward me. Pick one of these affirmations and repeat it all the time. So I'm going to say a short non-denominational prayer for financial overflow before I end this stream. If you do have any questions, you can leave it in the chat and I'll respond to your questions. And I'll have a chat with anyone who wants to have a chat. Thank you, Lammy7403, for your comment about life can change overnight. Indeed, because it definitely can. Thank you, Melia, for your hello. I appreciate that. And like you said, can I shout you out? Shouting out Melia V2Z that came to the stream. Rajarani Bro 143. Thank you so much as well. And bye Sophie Global. Thank you so much for coming to the stream and leaving a chat on the stream. I appreciate it a lot. So let's go. So this is a non-denominational, very short prayer for financial overflow. May financial stability enter my life in clear and tangible ways. May my mind remain calm and focused. May I recognize opportunities placed before me. May my work create value and receive fair reward. May unexpected blessings arrive at the right time. May fear release its grip on my thinking. May overflow replace lack. And may wisdom guide every financial decision. And may I remain steady, grateful, and open as abundance expands. And so it is done. I thank you so much for joining me on this stream. If you have any questions, I'm going to stay on for a few more minutes. If you have any questions about what I've said, if you have any questions about the 33 Digital Abundance Challenge that is linked in my bio, you can also ask me about that. If you also have any questions about the Done For You Digital Abundance offer as well, for anyone who is looking to build a digital business but you might be struggling with that and you need a bit of help, I have a special offer, which is, it's completely free for the service, but it's just £100 admin fee. If you're interested in that, I have a link in my bio for my PayHip store. And that is what helps me on this channel, because I'm not monetized on this channel. I use this channel as a way to expand my manifestation brand across several platforms. So like I said, if you have any questions, let me know. Today is day 14 of my 30 days of robotic affirming and live streaming. And I'm really excited that I'm on day 14, because you know what? I'm halfway through. Tomorrow is going to be day 15 and I'll be halfway through the challenge. And I feel so blessed that I've been able to stick to this and I haven't missed a single day. I haven't missed a single day. For me, repetition is the key to success, and I feel like it cuts across every aspect of your life. You know, whether it be building a digital business, content creation, affirmations, repeating affirmations, doing anything that relates to manifestation. Just stay focused and just keep going. Like I said, if you have any questions, please do leave them below. If you want to say anything relating to manifestation, if you want to put your manifestation success story or any questions relating to manifestation that you might need answers to, leave those in the chat and I'll reply. I'm going to stay on for about 2 more minutes and then I'll be jumping off this stream. I'm actually streaming on TikTok today on my TikTok page that is relating to mindset training and making money online with digital products. I have a TikTok page called The Digital TikTok. That's what it's called, The Digital TikTok. So I'll be going live in the next few minutes. Lammy7403, thank you so much. We all need hope. You know, hope is very important. We need to just keep pushing through and we need to support each other, be there for each other, be as positive as we possibly can as well, because there's so much negativity in this world, but there's also a lot of positivity. So we just need to keep being positive. So Lammy, where are you from? Where are you from? And whoever else is in the stream, where are you from? You can ask me any questions now as well. If you want to ask any questions, you can ask any questions. I'm definitely going to answer the questions that you have before I jump off this stream. Thank you. Thank you, and you're always welcome. you're always welcome. You can subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. I'm doing 30 days of streams. Today's day 14, tomorrow's day 15, so I'm going to be doing a lot more of these over the next couple of weeks. And maybe I might even carry on streaming daily. It really depends on how things go. But if you're on TikTok, I have a page on TikTok called The Digital TikTok. And that one is relating to making money online and things like that. So if you're interested in that kind of content, then you can check me out there. I also have another YouTube channel called The Digital. That one is all about mindset and making money online. So you can subscribe to me there as well if you are interested in that kind of stuff. But once again, thank you, Lami. You've made my day. You've made my night. I appreciate that. I'm going to go off the stream now, so you can connect with me by subscribing, and I'm going to be on stream tomorrow as well. Same time, around about the same time that I'm on today, I'll be on tomorrow. Thank you so much. Peace. Take care.